If you thought San Diego FC was going to have this much success, well, you were probably lying. Even the man who owns the team couldn't have ever imagined that this would happen. Owner Sir Mohamed Mansour put down a lot of money to build a powerhouse in the MLS here with San Diego FC. And with all that he's put into it, he's so happy with what's come of it. I got to sit down with him to talk about his life, what inspired him to buy an MLS soccer team, and what he hopes for this franchise moving forward, and why he's so grateful.
It has been a historic inaugural season for San Diego FC. They got the most wins and points ever by an MLS expansion team, and now they're seeking the MLS Cup. Owner Sir Mohamed Mansour is in awe of what SDFC has accomplished so far.
Could you have ever imagined in your first season of being an owner of an MLS club they'd achieve this much success?
No way. I mean, honestly, I'm so gratified, and it's something I'm forever going to be grateful for.
To understand Mansour's love for the game, why he wanted this MLS team, and why he opened a soccer academy for kids, we have to go back to when he was a kid. His uncle Mustafa Mansour inspired his love for the game.
My uncle, who was my mentor, played for Egypt back in the 1930s in the World Cup. And he was also like the manager of the biggest club in Egypt. And he's like a very famous individual. So soccer is in our blood, in the Mansour family's blood.
Mansour enjoyed playing the game, but an unfortunate tragedy would keep him from doing so.
I used to play soccer when I was in school in Alexandria, Egypt, a beautiful city on the Mediterranean. And then I had a bad car accident at the age of 10, and I was bedridden in a cast for 3 years. And then I was deprived of playing soccer all my life. At the age of 10, being deprived of going to school and playing with children and, having friends, it was tough.
It wasn't much later when more tragedy would come, when Mansour moved to America to go to college.
At the age of 20, when I was studying at North Carolina State, I had cancer. And can you imagine a kid away from his home, away from his family, in another country, and having to go through that tough time?
His father also lost his business to nationalization in Egypt, where a country takes control and ownership of a private company.
Things in Egypt changed, and my family lost its wealth. So when I was in the States, I had to work in a restaurant called Amadeo's in Raleigh, North Carolina, as a waiter, and put myself through college. I didn't have money to eat at that time, and a few fraternity brothers and I, one of them had a chicken farm, so they used to bring some eggs, and that's all we could eat for 6 months.
Mansour had a tough life, but it made him resilient and also made him value the money he worked hard for. Mansour believes those times helped him become a billionaire now. His company employs 60,000 people in 100 different countries. With his wealth and love for soccer, opportunity met moment in 2023 when he bought the expansion rights for San Diego FC. It was a reported $500 million purchase.
When the opportunity came, I couldn't say no. We said, let's do it. And because my son and the people around me all were extremely positive. And I believe in sports. I believe in sports, what it does to people, how it brings people together. I believe in sports also as an asset investment, and I believe in sports in helping here in San Diego.
One way it's helping in San Diego is the Right to Dream Academy that came with the MLS team. Mansour is the chairman for this free soccer and educational program for kids 11 to 18 years old. It is aimed to give them top-tier learning resources and soccer training. It is highly competitive. Around 3,000 kids tried out for the inaugural class. Only 19 were selected. This was the grand opening in September. It's the fourth of its kind, as the academy already exists in Egypt, Ghana, and Denmark.
We opened the doors for the Right to Dream Academy in San Diego. But more than that, we opened the door to the future, built on purpose, on passion, and on possibility for everyone.
The Academy strives to give opportunities to play soccer at the highest level, no matter your background or financial status.
The reason I invested in Right to Dream, I just watched a video one time, and there was a young girl from Ghana, And she was speaking on YouTube, and she was saying, in Ghana, they told me I cannot, but yes, I can. Yes, I can, and yes, I can. And that struck a chord with me.
Mansour's past inspires his compassion today to give a chance to these kids.
I like to believe I'm the same person I was, the kid at 10 years old, the same person that cares because he has gone through difficult times in his life, and he knows, what hardship can be. And you see, so the Right to Dream kids are in white.
The day of our interview with Mansour, the Right to Dream Academy was playing their first scrimmage.
The other team in red, probably 6 months to a year older, because we always want to push, our players to be resilient.
Kids who are maybe more physical and more mentally sharp.
Exactly.
You want them to go up against that?
Yeah, they're about to score now. See? Yeah. Oh. Almost.
But Mansour would get to see some goals.
2-1.
There we go.
If that style of play looks familiar with pressing the ball and attacking, it's because San Diego FC plays the Right to Dream style of play too.
That's what teamwork looks like. Yes? So for me, that's the biggest lesson of the game.
The academy is training these kids to fit that scheme at a young age.
The ideal time to get is at the age younger. If you pass 14 years old, the kids have already learned their way, and it's difficult to change.
So you want to get them really integrated in Right to Dream style of play.
Exactly.
And maybe it'll be some of these kids that help San Diego FC accomplish more in the future. Mansour certainly is locked in on SDFC's success.
What do you like when you're watching a San Diego FC game? Are you a rah-rah kind of guy? You chill kind of guy? What is it like?
Rara. I mean, I want to win, for sure. I'm a businessman and I have work around the world. But, people can come to me and say, Mr. Mansour, you invested, you lost. It doesn't bother me. It really, okay, so fine. Easy, it comes and goes. I mean, that's the quality, that's business, no? But at night, when I'm in London, and there's, big 8-hour difference, and it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and there's a game here, I'm just, sitting like this. And, in the morning, they tell me, when I found out who won, I'm jumping up like a child. I mean, that's what sports does. This is what San Diego Football Club does to me.
How much this team has won may be even more astonishing when Mansour explains what the roster was looking like 2.5 months before the season opener.
I was in New York attending a board meeting with the MLS, and I asked, how many players do we have? He said 7. I said, we're going to play in 2.5 months.
They didn't even have enough for a starting 11, and far short of a 25-man roster. Mansour was worried, as their opening match was on the road against the defending MLS champions, the LA Galaxy. But the roster took shape, and they went on to win that match. And then, they won a whole lot more at a historic rate.
We were just getting into the league. We didn't know how things would turn out. This is really amazing. The football we play, the football San Diego Football Club plays, the management, the skill, the perseverance of the players and the team is just beyond.
San Diego FC and the Right to Dream Academy both are flourishing immediately. And Mansour's investment for the sport he's most passionate about is off to a strong start.
You do good in your life, you get good back. And this has been, the motto in my life, all my life, and I believe I'm a very fortunate person. I'm 77 years old, and at this time of my life, I tell you what I'm seeing here is the most gratifying thing for me. And it's a thing that I will give all my support as long as I can, and I'm sure my son will and my grandchildren will, to make San Diego proud, because you've made me proud, you've made me happy.